The Die with Zero Philosophy: Why Your Life is More Than Your Bank Balance. Welcome to a deep dive into a book that fundamentally challenges everything we've been taught about money, work, and retirement. Most financial advice focuses on the accumulation phase, how to save more, invest better, and build the biggest nest egg possible. But Bill Perkins, in his provocative book Die with Zero, asks a different, more haunting question. What is the point of working for money you will never live to spend? Perkins argues that the goal of life is not to maximize your wealth, but to maximize your life experiences. If you die with $1 million in the bank, that is $1 million worth of life energy you spent working when you could have been living. Those are hours, days, and years you can never get back. Today, we're going to break down the core pillars of this philosophy and how you can apply it to your own life. The problem of the autopilot life. Most of us are on a treadmill. We are told to work hard, save 20% of our income, and wait until we are 65 to finally enjoy life. Perkins calls this living on autopilot. The problem is that we treat our future selves as if they will have the same health, energy, and desires as our current selves. But biology says otherwise. The ability to enjoy money changes as we age. A backpacking trip through Europe at 25 is a completely different experience than a luxury tour of Europe at 75. You have more money at 75, but you have less health capital. If you save all your joy for the end, you might find that you no longer have the physical capability to claim it. Rule number 1: maximize your life experiences. The central thesis of the book is that your life is the sum of your experiences. When you look back on your deathbed, you won't be scrolling through your brokerage account balance. You will be replaying your memories. Perkins introduces the concept of memory dividends. When you pay for an experience, like a family vacation or a concert, you aren't just paying for that moment. You are buying a memory that will pay dividends for the rest of your life every time you think about it or talk about it. If you wait until you are old to have those experiences, you have fewer years to collect those memory dividends. Therefore, investing in experiences early in life actually provides a higher psychological ROI than waiting. The consumption gap and the survival myth. Why do we save so much? Usually, it's fear. We are afraid of running out of money. But Perkins points out a startling statistic. Most retirees actually continue to accumulate wealth or spend very little of their principal after they stop working. This is the consumption gap. Many people spend their healthiest years working to save money for a rainy day that never comes, or for a version of themselves that is too tired to spend it. Perkins argues that if you don't start actively spending your wealth at some point, you are effectively working for free. Every dollar left in your bank account at the moment of your death represents wasted labor. The 3 variables: health, wealth, and time. To live a die with zero life, you have to balance 3 variables that are constantly in flux: health, wealth, and time. In your youth, you have time and health, but no wealth. In your middle age, you have wealth and health, but no time. In your old age, you have wealth and time, but your health is declining. The sweet spot for most life experiences is in that middle period where all 3 intersect. However, many people stay in the wealth phase too long, sacrificing their remaining health and time to get a number that they will never actually use. Perkins suggests that we should be more willing to spend money to buy back time when we are young and middle-aged, even if it feels counterintuitive to traditional saving habits. Time bucketing. A better way to plan. Forget the bucket list. A bucket list is usually a random collection of things you want to do someday. Perkins proposes a more strategic tool called time bucketing. Draw a timeline of your life in 5 or 10-year intervals, each age 30 to 40, 40 to 50, etc. Now, map out which experiences belong in which bucket based on your physical ability. You can't go water skiing with your grandkids when you're 90. You probably shouldn't wait until you're 70 to hike the Inca Trail. By bucketing your desires, you realize that some windows of opportunity close much sooner than you think. This creates a healthy sense of urgency to spend your money and time while you still can. What about the kids? The truth about inheritance. The most common pushback to die with zero is, but I want to leave money for my children. Perkins doesn't say you shouldn't give money to your children. He says you are giving it to them at the wrong time. The average age for receiving an inheritance is in the late 50s or early 60s. At that point, your children are already middle-aged and likely have their own established lives. If you want to help your children, the most impactful time to give them money is when they are in their 20s or 30s, when they are starting a business, buying a first home, or raising a family. Giving while you are alive allows you to see the impact of your gift and helps them when they need it most. Perkins argues that you should decide exactly how much you want to give your children, give it to them now, and then spend the rest on your own life. Calculating your survival threshold. To die with zero safely, you need to know your number.
Perkins isn't suggesting you be reckless. He suggests calculating your survival threshold, the amount of money you need to fund your basic needs for the rest of your life, adjusted for inflation and potential long-term care. Once you hit that threshold, every dollar earned beyond that is excess. This is the point where you should shift your focus entirely from earning to spending and giving. For many, this point happens much earlier than they realize. The fear of dying broke. The ultimate fear is, of course, outliving your money. Perkins addresses this by suggesting the use of annuities. By using a portion of your savings to buy a guaranteed income stream, you effectively insure your life against longevity. This gives you the psychological permission to spend the rest of your liquid assets without the fear of ending up on the street. Conclusion: don't spend your life to save your life. Bill Perkins' Die with Zero is a wake-up call. It reminds us that money is just a tool, a means to an end. The end is a life rich with experiences, relationships, and memories. If you spend your entire life building a massive mountain of gold, only to sit on top of it when you are too old to climb down, you haven't won the game of finance. You've lost the game of life. So as you look at your bank account this week, don't just ask, how can I make this bigger? Ask yourself, what experience am I missing out on right now that I won't be able to do in 10 years? Start spending your life energy on things that matter, and aim to cross the finish line with nothing left but a heart full of memories.